Ever notice that when you're going on a journey, got to pack a suitcase and you got to make decisions? There's some things that got to leave behind. Well, I want you to know the thing that you've got to leave behind in your life is your past because every new path demands space. Space that can't be filled by clutching to the weight of yesterday's emotions. You weren't meant to carry your past into the future. You were simply meant to learn from it and then let it go. It's the freedom to move forward that begins the moment you choose to release what no longer is serving you. One of the things that I've come to understand is that in life, those events that have high negative emotions attached to them are the ones that keep resurfacing over and over and over again. And while they're not happening now, and they may have happened 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago, maybe even longer, they're still triggering something in you and they're stopping you from going on a new journey. Because that event that you have an emotion attached to will replay itself over and over again in different ways in your life. And every time it does, because you've got that negative emotion attached to it, man, you stand blocked. You're not going to take a step forward in any way, shape, or form. You're going to be managing yourself through fear that you have no control over. But in reality, you do have control over that fear by letting go of the emotion. I know negative things happen. I know that there are hurtful things that happen, but they happened before, they're not now. And if they're not now, you don't need to take that emotion of fear, of pain or suffering with you. And let me make that clear. Pain and suffering are very different. Pain is when your body, you break a bone, that's painful. When you cut yourself, that's painful. When you have a toothache, that's painful. But suffering's optional because suffering is simply the focus of your mind. And all suffering comes from the fact that you're not getting what you think you want, or you're getting what you don't want. So the idea is what you don't want is the source of all your suffering, and what you do want is the source of all your suffering. When you let that go, you'll be fine. Here's what I've come to learn. Life will bring you so much more than you ever would have intended. Because let's just be honest, you're not the creator of everything that happens to you. You're surrounded by 8+ billion people. You're surrounded by this planet. You're surrounded by the weather on this planet, the animals on this planet, the natural movement of the planet. But you know what? Even more than that, this planet is not even a pinhead in the cosmos with trillions upon trillions of galaxies, with trillions upon trillions of suns and stars and planets. And we truly think our little problem is significant. Put everything you're worried about in that context. And then you'll realize, I may be over exaggerating or I may be embellishing something I don't need to. One of the things that I know that is true, the past doesn't live in the now unless you bring it there, the memory of it and the feelings of it. Can you bring the memory of what you conceive as a traumatic event into your mind and just be the observer? And being the observer, you don't bring the emotion forward. When you don't bring the emotion forward, you can look at that event and you can see, how's this teaching me to be a greater expression of love? How is this teaching me to be in love? How is this teaching me that what I experienced back then is not who I am today? Life is all about growth and expansion. But when you try to carry the past into the present, you stagnate, you stumble, and you stop that progression. And that's why you feel bad. Because your natural tendency is to grow and become more and to experience greater and greater and greater things in this magnificent life that you have at this time. So with that, go ahead, look at the past, but look at it without the emotional attachment, and you'll find you'll soar higher than you could ever imagine. And with that, know it's a great day to be alive, and you can take it with you, or you can leave it behind. Leave it behind would be my choice. Much love.